Right, here's my prosecutor's winning argument against quashing my quash. May it please the court, the city of Natchitoches, through their district attorney office, moves to quash defendant's motion to quash insofar as it alleges facts of the incident herein, because these alleged facts were not taken under oath and are not in evidence, therefore not admissible for the court's consideration. The city addresses the Constitution 14108B1C, Louisiana Code of Criminal Procedure 215.1, states in pertinent part, a law enforcement officer may stop a person in a public place whom he reasonably suspects has committed or about to commit a crime, demanding ID. In Louisiana, a law enforcement officer may stop and question a person in a public place who reasonably suspects has committed or committed 215.1a. To justify an investigatory stop, an officer must have reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. State v. Boss in Louisiana, 2004. Reasonable suspicion, which is something less than probable cause to arrest, requires that the police officers have sufficient knowledge of facts and circumstances to justify an infringement of the individual's right to be free from government interference. State v. Chauvin, 2006. Absent reasonable suspicion, an investigatory stop is illegal, and the evidence seized as a result is inadmissible from Boss. The determination of reasonable grounds for an investigatory stop does not rest on the officer's subjective beliefs or attitudes, but is dependent on an objective evaluation of all the circumstances known to the officer at the time of his challenged action. In determining whether the officer acted reasonably in such circumstances, due weight must be given not to his inchoate and unparticularized suspicion or hunch, but the specific reasonable inferences that he is entitled to draw from the facts in light of his experience. He. An anonymous tip may provide probable cause for an arrest. From Illinois v. Gates, 1983. Or reasonable suspicion for an investigatory stop. Alabama v. White, 1990. If it accurately predicts future conduct in sufficient detail to support a reasonable belief that the informant had reliable information regarding the suspect's illegal activity. State v. Smith, 2001. See also Lane, citing Alabama v. White, 1990. Boss, Alabama v. White. State v. Leonard, 14108 is constitutional pursuant to Terry v. Ohio and subsequent cases involving investigatory stops. While this court will make a determination regarding the facts alleged by the states and whether the facts support the charge, there can be no doubt that the charge of resisting an officer by failing to identify oneself, wherein an officer has reasonable suspicion to detain, is constitutional. Respectfully submitted by Cloyd. It's a strong argument to be making there. That's a strong argument to get over, especially with the city judge.